What's up, Scorpio? It's Elle. I hope everybody is doing well. Before we get into it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Excuse me, if you'd like to be notified every time I do post a new video. Like, comment, share your love and support. As always, please keep it positive. Thank you guys for all the love and support that you've been showing me. We are going through some shit currently. Excuse my language. It is what it is. But me and my daughter and the puppy have been through some shit this month. I'm very grateful to still be okay. It's one of those, right? Health issues and stuff, but ended up, I lost a job, you guys know, because of some things that I was struggling with this past month with my health, and have since then been healing. Very grateful, to have figured out that I needed antibiotics, and it's kind of crazy, but I'm very lucky that I actually, it's like I've had to be my own advocate with medical situations. I always I feel like I know my body better than anybody else, right? With everything that I've been through. So every time I'm going through something, I'm like, no, you guys, it's not just this. Please listen. I spent a month advocating, and I finally got the medication that I needed after I lost my job and my life, basically, right? So it's frustrating. But maybe somebody else out there needs to hear that too. There's something possibly, with this message I can give you, right? To continue advocating, continue fighting for yourself. There could be certain, you could be on, I don't know, right? It could be a number of reasons why, right? There's so many, especially with my, what I've been through in my life with everything that's been going on the last several years with health issues and stuff like that. I've learned that you do have to really advocate for yourself much more than you really think. I've heard horror stories, right? From people, about loved ones and different things. So again, especially with what's going on in the world right now, if maybe somebody's feeling, or you're going through something too, just pay attention. Pay attention to your body. Pay attention to the signs. Don't ignore them. Take care of yourself, right? So for me, we've been going through it. I'm very grateful to be feeling better, but it's been a very big, it's been an intense roller coaster. So now we're faced with having to, again, up and move. But it doesn't look like the worst case scenario, I guess, right? I'm grateful for the love and support you guys have been giving us. I'm just taking it 1 minute at a time, right? Making the next move, right? The next thing, just that, right? That's all I can do is just keep putting the footwork in, right? And then we'll get somewhere, right? Every day I've made it my full-time job, right? When I'm not here putting out content, which the last couple of days I've been really busy with looking for work, that I can do, right? A lot of it either remote stuff or whatever, something I can do from home or that I can do elsewhere, but not using my arms the way that I was. And even though I'm not really necessarily convinced that that's what the fuck was wrong with me, I don't know. The doctor seems to think it was a couple of different things altogether, but the main thing is I need to be taking care of myself a lot better so I can be there for my family as long as possible. So thank you to anybody that's donated. God, thank you. Yesterday was really hard. I woke up just in sheer full-blown panic, crying, just, God, why are we going through this again? I just need a break. This past year has been really hard. So again, thank you. We love you guys. I love you guys. I'm so appreciative. I'm so grateful. This has been probably one of the hardest years of my life, and it's crazy to say after cancer, right? Because you would think that would be one of the hardest things you would go through. So I love you guys, and I'm grateful. We are, and I'm just letting you know what's going on because you're sharing and helping me, and I feel like you deserve an update too. And if you're bothered with it, then just click off my channel, okay? So making positive steps. It looks like we also have, we just have to come up with the money to go now and have the appropriate amount to move into said place, right? So, and at this point in time, I experienced some things this afternoon that, I feel like it's going to take me a while to allow anybody to know where I live, including family. And the sad part about this move is I don't know if anybody even knew where we lived other than family and whoever my daughter might have told, right? And so at this point, it's kind of like, well, we have to have a serious conversation about people knowing where we live, all of those things, because this isn't something I'm going to keep going through. I don't think it's something I should have to continue going through. And I tried to do a reading for you guys earlier, and I felt so energetically like charged and raw, and I had experienced something. So I don't think I'm going to post that, but part of the message was learning to create boundaries. And so I was 555 as soon as I was going to say that, or I said that when I looked up. So there's going to be some type of shift in your life or change in your life that's going to come from creating a level of, a boundary here in regards to a situation, people, places, or things, right? So for me, it's like, okay, well, these boundaries from now on are going to be, it is what it is. Like, you cross this line, there's going to be some type of a legal repercussion, right? We're going to follow through with legal repercussions, whether it's a restraining order, whether it's whatever it might be, Scorpio. For some of you, it might even be that serious. I was pulling a legal situation or getting the energy of a legal situation. In my case, I've been through some pretty weird, horrible things that, a legal situation might be necessary in some regard, right? So for me, pulling that energy for you guys, I do feel like there's somebody that regrets doing something. This is also what came out in the past, or has something to do with, like, there was impulsive energy from the past. Somebody was involved in making some type of decision that had to do with something in regards to you, and they regret it. A lot of water energy, so there could be a lot of emotion. It could be another water sign. We've got heavy Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. There's something tied to a situation where somebody feels like a sense of regret. This person could be experiencing a level of karma. Or there could be, it's like, I didn't think something through. I did something impulsively. Now there's this karma, there's this domino effect, or there's something here underlying something, right? So at least that's the energy that I'm getting, or I got before I started this reading. And so with the other reading, kind of conjoining or adding the two together, right? The energy, it just kind of feels like, on one hand, there could be some things in your life where you're having to, or this could be going on right now within the next couple of weeks, feeling like that there are boundaries that need to be created in some situations in regards to something, right? Some of you are going to be taking some type of action in regards to boundaries. There's also this energy of karma, and this is an angel blowing the horn with judgment here too. So there could be karmically a situation where somebody could be facing some type of repercussions, in a legal situation because of impulsive, stupid behavior, right? So that's there. It just is. So, and there's regret connected to it. So it's like, I did something and I didn't think about it, or I didn't really think the repercussions through when I did it, right? Whatever it might be, that's the energy that's there. So, I was not in a good mood this afternoon. Like, it's been a really stressful couple of days. It took me a minute to relax and calm down, and I had to really think this through too. And I'm like, you know what? You're getting help out of a situation. It's public. You have a voice, and there are things that are going on that people want you to be quiet about. So you're getting fucked with. I don't think that we moved into the greatest place. It is what it is. There's a lot more I'd like to share once we're not here. It seems to be the theme, right? And for me, it's bothered me because it's like, well, there's boundaries, and I feel like a lot of people, it bothered me today when I sat down and thought about it, because it feels like it's like a collective thing. It's not just me. Like, I don't think I'm that special. Maybe I am, and I just don't know it. Like, somebody, okay, well, the comments aren't there, but it's like, okay, let me know, because I missed the fucking memo, right? So I'm outside today, and I take the dog out for a walk. Now, mind you, this is after I've been in my apartment on my phone, calling places, different things. You get where I'm going with this one, and I don't have to sound weird or crazy, but it is what it is, right? So I called the courthouse, right? Because I'm like, okay, well, you know, you need to stay on top of your things, especially in legal situations or places, things, right? And so, you know, I've been through too much in my life, especially with my kid's father and that whole insane shit show that he was associated with. You know, I don't know, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy. So I'm just gonna keep on moving. Let me let that go. There's a lot, I feel like, okay, so I was on the phone with, there's a lot going on here. I was on the phone with the clerk of courts trying to find out about the correct court date, or making sure I had the correct court date to show up for the eviction process here, right? And so, because I do plan on seeing what I can do in regards to some things, possibly. And so she was giving me information in regards to, you know, legal aid and help, and, you know, possibly this area has a lot of, you know, law students, if you can get pro bono work, stuff like that, right? So getting that information, she was very helpful in some processes and my rights and the legal process of what I can do and this whole rigmarole, right? And so I was like, okay, she like said it like it was boom, 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 boom. This is what you need to do. Write it down, da, 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 this and this and this. And you have this many days after this, and you can do this, and you have to come back. So I was like, wow. I mean, she was like really thorough about it. And I was like a little impressed, you know, it's like, but on the other hand, I was like thinking to myself, wow, you know, that's really thorough, but why is it so thorough? Why? I was like, this woman's very happy to be working, right? Especially for the government. She's sharing a lot of helpful knowledge here. Very appreciative, but on the same token, it's a little not the norm, right? And so she said, I'll tell you, because I explained a little bit about some concerns of mine. And she said that the particular attorney that had filed for this property apparently sends thousands of whatever eviction notice. Basically, there's thousands of these things, or these what small claims or whatever it's called, right? I don't know, I'm having a brain fart. It's I don't know. My daughter, I don't know what's going on. Interestingly enough, we've had some issues with some other stuff. I don't know. So hold on. Hold on, let me tell her I'm recording. Okay. So I'm sitting here talking, and she said this attorney sends thousands a week or something like that, a large amount, a month, a week. I feel like it's I don't know, a lot. I was like, that's excessive, right? Granted, this is a bigger area than I'm used to living in, or that I was living in, but that's a lot. So my question is, there's a lot of people getting evicted, a lot of people, things like this are happening to. She said, I get calls all day long, every day, right? And a lot of them are from this attorney, and so to me that speaks volumes, right? That's saying that my intuition is correct, that there is something fucked going on, because if it's a certain group, right, why is it only, if you follow me, you follow me. Why is it only this person that's sending in all this information? And why is that not raised a red flag to anyone? You know, anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm grateful for your help. Things have not been easy for me and my daughter. I could sit and be really angry about what's going on with my ex and all that crap. It's just like, I can't let that eat my lunch. I've got to keep moving. And I know a lot about what happened and what the truth was. And why, you know, and maybe I had to be taken to a certain place to really get it, right? Because sometimes that's just what happens to me. I'm drawn to certain places, or for whatever reason, there's a reason. And then I'm like, my God, this is crazy. Why the fuck did I end up here? What the hell, spirit? But then there's a reason, right? Something needed to happen. And so for me, whatever it might be, there could be some kind of a boundary here that's ending some type of negative energy that has something to do with your life. It's time for it to be over, right? So with me, it's like, okay, well, that's where I'm getting with this conversation. Like, there's the solution there, right? The solution isn't, she said, you know, you need to be able to, obviously, you know, whatever, you need to have the knowledge, right, to handle your business if you need to, right? She said so many people, and she even said it, I hate to see so many people just let stuff happen to them, you know? And I'm thinking, wow, this person probably does see it all day long. Shit's about to change. 555. There is something that's coming to an end in regards to negative energy. This could be a mass thing, a mass situation, something that has something to do with more than one individual. I don't know, you know? What is this message? Yeah. Where there's been some type of drama, chaos, illusions. Could even be sickness attached to this energy. There's somebody making moves here, did something impulsive, not smart. There's karma. What is this message? That's the truth. There's the Ace of Swords and Justice. Boom, boom. It could be a legal situation for somebody. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Libra energy. The Wheel of Fortune. There's a cycle changing. For some of you, there's something to do with the King of Swords here. There could be some type of manipulative backfire here with the Magician here. I almost said map. What's the map? Somebody traveling. Four of Swords. That's crazy. I just heard something crazy. Somebody put death on the map. What does that even mean? Damn, I can't make it up. 1717 as I was saying that. Whoa. The death card. What is this? 17. Spiritual development, new beginnings, and trusting your intuition. And it suggests that you're on the right path and encourages you to embrace self-reflection and personal growth. It also indicates a need to be open to new opportunities and changes, and to trust that you have the support of your angels. So it's like saying there's new opportunities, there's new changes. Somebody did something crazy over here. It's there. That's over. There's an ending to something. Maybe it has something to do with a death. I don't know. What is this message for Scorpio? Damn, that's a random spam confirmation. Sun card energy, Leo energy, and Judgment. Yes, whoever was lying here about something in a situation, it's not good. There's the Eight of Swords there. Could just be a death to something in their life as they know it here. Okay, with the Queen of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sag, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy. What is this message? There's two women here also that are now alone. So I don't know if there was some kind of a situation here with more than one feminine energy, and these two are not you. If you're a feminine, there's two extra. Yeah, and children. Something blew up in somebody's face. And it looks like there's, yeah, a lot of people. Could be a lot of people walking away. There could be a situation where there's a bunch of children. I'm getting all kinds of different things. Yeah, Page of Wands. There's messaging going back and forth. There could be multiple women finding out something here in a situation, or this is why something happened. What is this message? Yeah. And then there's regret here and sadness. And the Eight of Cups, somebody walking away but being happier. For some of you, there was a situation, maybe you walked away. I'm getting chills. And there was a lot of, maybe you didn't, you could have walked away from something and needed to say, look, this is why I'm walking away. This is what I know. Stop, or I'm going to do something legal here about a situation, right? And so for some of you, there's something in regards to the past and a truth coming out here. All right, for others, and I feel like, okay, success for you. So it's like, okay, seeing things differently. You're going to be seeing things differently in a situation. For some of you, you're being told also here with the Knight of Swords. Okay, so what happened to me earlier too, somebody keeping an eye on you. There's other feminine energies here for us in regards to a situation. Somebody could be like trying to figure out something weird, and like you don't have anything to do with anything here. I don't know. There's other women in the situation. Somebody's also like going around manipulating a bunch of people and doing, because the Magician was out here and it was out in the other reading too. Spinning all kinds of crazy stories. And you could even have somebody out here that has multiple children, multiple baby mothers, wives, well, I don't know, people they're committed to. There could be something like that going on. I feel like this person could just be a whole ass liar, you know, whoever this is. There's the truth. Look, and a car just started up like somebody's leaving, right? So it could be like some level of truths coming out in regards to something and somebody watching. You could be just like a bystander of something too here in a situation unfolding. It has nothing to do with you. But I do feel like, again, with this energy, there's this need to like, all right, now, maybe somebody's going to come back around, but there's a bunch of stuff going on that you don't know about. So keep that in mind. Maybe this person's been keeping an eye on you, but there's also a bunch of stuff that you don't know about. Yeah, within a community, there's the Three of Cups. What is this message? Something involving a Queen of Pentacles. Who's the Queen of Pentacles? Nine of Pentacles. Somebody wanted to make sure that you were alone. There's the Moon card and the Sun card. All of it's coming out. Boom. Damn. When those come out together, that's a big deal. So I feel like Spirit was like, well, you know, since you wanted to know what so-and-so was doing over here so bad, we're just going to like get it all out in the open. So everybody knows what's really going on everywhere. 2, 3, 4, as I was saying that. What is that? Synchronicity. Somebody also signifies a message of growth, manifestation, and positive change, right? Yeah, so this is like ultimately, that's what the Sun card is too. It's bringing positive change to a situation. That's the Sun card. That's a trump of the deck. There's a situation here where somebody, I feel like there's all kinds of stories going on here. There's somebody who is possibly, you know, entertaining, work, several different people, but the way they move around, it's work, I'm working, I'm this, but there's really something else a little bit more nefarious this person is up to. Three of Pentacles. For others, it's a lot more nefarious. Yeah, there's the Magician card. What did I say? Manipulative. There's somebody who is a master manipulator. Making up shit, just making up what I do for money. Here's the success card. I'm a star, I'm this, I do that, I work with the stars. No, you do something else. There's the Eight of Wands. Like, that's, somebody talks a good game. There's the Ace of Wands, to get in pants, for sure. Somebody manipulates women, plural, could be plural. There's the Eight of Pentacles though. Somebody can manipulate women, and they do it sexually, verbally, communication. I'm this successful whatever, and I do this and that, but it's all a big fat lie, because there's the Eight of Pentacles again. This person doesn't do that. Ten of Wands. They don't do anything but bring stress. Five of Wands, drama, and then the Ace of Cups in reverse with no love. Six of Pentacles, because they want somewhere to go or something, or Six of Pentacles. This is, let me say, I'm getting the vibe of somebody that has several different people because they always need a backup plan or always need somewhere to go or always want to be going somewhere else. Somebody could also do a bunch of nefarious things in a bunch of different places, and they have somebody everywhere they go. I don't know. There's something weird like that going on here, or somebody finding out about something like that. 10 of Cups. I feel like whoever this is, maybe some of you are going to be drawing a major boundary with after you find this information out. Ace of Cups. What's the Ace of Cups? 2 of Cups. Why is the 2 of Cups and the Ace of Cups here? 2 of Wands, 8 of Wands. This person's going to try to control a conversation, a dynamic with you and say, I love you, or I this, or, you know, we're supposed to be together. You're my soulmate. This is control with communication. This person plays on people's emotions and heartstrings. They're being blocked by the divine now. Okay, this is divine intervention, blocking a situation. Spirit is telling you to be strong. Okay, so one of the things that happened to me today, I was walking outside, what I was going to say, and it was weird. It struck me as odd, but whatever. That's what I was saying, like, I guess I'm not special. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I had just been on the phone with the clerk of courts trying to figure out what the heck, you know, I could do next in this situation, which way to go, what my legal rights were and all that stuff, right? And so, sorry, y'all. I'm outside with a dog, and this woman walks up. She had mile-long eyelashes, walks up, right? You know, like looking faker than, you know, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like the audacity after that, I was kind of like, wow. Are people, anyway, like the fact that you're going to sit here and call me ugly, and I'm not trying to be funny. I'm a cosmetologist. I've worked in the beauty industry for 10 years. I don't wear the crazy lashes because I don't think it makes anybody look pretty. Classy, even full lashes can be worn classy, but when you're wearing stuff hanging half off your face or something, you know what I mean? Like it's just, and then you've got the audacity to call somebody else ugly. I mean, okay, first of all, I'm 40, and those, you can say I'm ugly, I'm old, I'm weird, I'm whatever, all you want. I don't care. I stopped giving a fuck what anybody thought about me a long time ago. Really, cancer was a really humbling experience, right? And so to experience that, shit like that, trash says, doesn't bother me. You want to be a trash talking asshole, good. You aren't hurting my feelings. You're acting like you're 12, right? And so she walks by me, filming me, trying to get a rise out of me. And then I should have just went inside, but you know, I was like, fuck that. I'm out here walking and I'm not going to do that. I'm trying to get out for a minute and walk my dog. Why should I have to go back inside? Because first of all, I'm not a fucking prisoner, right? And so the last time I checked, or am I? You know, sorry, y'all. Whoo. And then I come back inside and, or no, I go around and I end up encountering her again. And this time she thinks she's being slick. Now, she must have been high as shit or on drunk or high, you know, to be acting that bold out in the middle of the day, or somebody, I don't know, maybe she's on a payroll. I can't see how it would be paying that good, but you know, I'm not even going to go there. I've had so many downloads recently about people in the world and what's going on. If you could only see the shit that I see. I thought that there was like, I think a couple months ago, I had this thought, like, you know, there's not anything that would surprise me or could surprise me anymore. And you know, damned if that didn't happen, right? Like there's some shit that just shocked the shit out of me this past month. But it was something that I needed to see. And there was a reason that I needed to see it. I've had dreams. I've had things come, right? Anyway, we don't need to keep going. All right. There's just shit that I've been shown, all right, by spirit. And I know that I was shown that for a reason. And so, I just say, I'm obedient to spirit, and I say, okay, I know you're showing me this for a reason, so I'm just going to keep it until it's time for me to know why. And I walk around the building. She continues to try to take my pictures, being slick about it, pretending like she calls this guy over, like that's working on the yard or doing maintenance, pretending like she's flirting with him and come take a picture with her. But then she like snaps a picture of me trying to antagonize me again. And so I walk past her and I walk underneath this tree and I just stand there for a minute and I breathe and I say a prayer. And I look up and I shit you not, these crows just went flying up out of the tree and over her. And it was like a gaggle, or what is it, a gaggle? It was a flock. It was a murder of crows, y'all. It was a lot of crows. It was enough for her to notice it and see it, and me. Everyone that was standing over there in that instant noticed it because it was a large amount of crows that flew over and back over in that direction past her, right? And I said, oh, Lord, look at that, right? And I turned around and I walked back past her and I shook my head and I said, don't you even do it. I said, I know you just saw that, right? And she was so flustered in that moment. I think she knew in her heart of hearts, like if she had bad intentions for me, it probably wasn't good because that was a direct warning from spirit. But she kept going. I walked past her and walked back and I was like, I'm not going to let her do this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just going to say that was not okay. I know what you're doing. You don't need to do that. And you need to trust me when I'm saying that's not a good idea. And she said, you're ugly and you're weird. And like walked around in a circle and she kept trying to get me to come towards her. And she, at that point after the crows, she looked like she wanted to get me to fight her or something weird. And I was like, no, I'm not playing your game. You want a reason for me to be angry or so you can justify any type of negative energy or anything towards me. And you aren't going to get that because I didn't do anything to you. You came taking pictures of me. You came antagonizing me. You came with an agenda towards me. So for some of you, confirmation, I just heard a car horn. There's something here in a situation where there's divine intervention here. There's spirit saying, you know what? No. There's been some level of control here in a situation with communication. It could be with even other people, right? Again, like I just said, some sort of an agenda, right? Get you to act a certain way. We can treat her this way because she's crazy. She's weird. She's this, she's that. And I'm sorry. Again, it's giving me the vibe. Like, who gives a shit? I'm 40. Do you think I care whether you think I'm weird or crazy or any of it? No, all I give a shit about is taking care of me and my child and our dog and making sure we live another day, bitch. I could give two fucks what you think about me and your fucking street sweeper eyelashes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. I don't care. And so I feel like it doesn't make sense for some of you. I feel like there's a factor of, you could need to take some type of legal action in regards to people that are trying to intimidate, bully, make you feel uncomfortable, whatever there is. Again, I do feel like there could be a situation where you're bringing attention to something here, because that's, for me, it's like you could even be you're threatening people because you're bringing attention to a situation that's not okay. 333 is, I'm saying that, and there is divine protection, right? And so that's what 333 means to me too. It's like you're not even doing anything. You're just bringing attention to somebody doing something wrong to you, right? So there's this energy of, okay, well, I have to, because ABC, parent, whatever, I have other people to take care of and protect. So you better believe I'm going to be taking appropriate action, right? So for some of you, there's a situation like that. And you've got the backing of the divine here, okay? And there's fire coming from the sky here too, so that's power. The divine is stepping in saying, you know what, even if there has to be some type of, this is like a natural disaster, or maybe not that serious, but there's something here like that. This is like, that's an element here, right? So there's like elemental energy here, because that's the universe, the world, universal law. And so what bothered me too, it's like this she was walking around the street and like after that, like, okay, well, I'm going to go back down. I'm going to go this way. Or, you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe she was just trying to find a target and she thought maybe I was going to be a good one. Right. But like, I could try to figure it out all day and I don't want to, you know, like, all I know is for some of you, you could even be going through situations like that where you're like, what is going on? And what you need to understand is the whole point of it is to make you react or act in a way that makes you look bad, right? And as long as you're saying, you know what, no, and I can take your picture too, because that's illegal. Gang stalking and that behavior is a federal crime. There's a lot, I feel like, for some of you too, in situations where there could be some like peeling back of the onion where there's stuff going on. There's been a lot going on that people are finding out about. I've gotten so many different emails this past year about like different things that were hacked and your information could have been accessed here, and your like cosmetology license, banks, like all kinds of shit, all in this past year. There's been so much that's gone on this past year. So for some of you, it could even just be situations like that going on where like there's stuff coming out where like things have been hacked, things have been fucked with. This is the energy of, okay, well, you've got people watching here or here and here or doing things here, here and here, because there's all kinds of shit going on in the background that people just are, okay, I didn't know that was going on, but here's the sun and here's the moon at the same time, and it's coming out because, right? For some of you, it doesn't even have anything to do with you. It's just like a domino effect. Like I was saying, shit's coming out, right? And okay, there's a domino effect. Shit's coming out. For somebody, shit could be coming out because shit's happening, and now all of a sudden something's coming out where this person's being exposed with several women, men, whatever it might be, right? So wow, that's an interesting reading. Okay, somebody's going to be getting some kind of communication in regards to work. Yeah, something about work. So for some of you too, be very selective, excuse me, about who you tell where you work, who you tell where you live. For some of you, especially if this is your story or you've been going through something similar, you know, if there's something that you're having to change or a dynamic or just like safety, because you have the Knight of Swords, which is bothering me in this dynamic, and having to protect yourself. It's kind of like, okay, well, and it could even be whatever you do spiritually, right? So protection, if you work with tarot or something like that, making sure that you're doing something to protect yourself. With a King of Cups, and there's this, I feel like there's more of like it's like a family vibe, you know, your sacred space is your sacred space. Maybe some of you have to have a conversation with children here, like, hey, you know, this is why we don't do this, A, B, C, and D. Okay, this is reality, this is life. There's something here going on. Yeah, Page of Swords energy, where somebody has done something really stupid and impulsive, and they have a decision to make in regards to you. Okay. Again, that Judgment. Somebody's paying for something. Karmically, there's something here that I feel like it's kind of giving me like there's a lot going on here, and there was a heavy betrayal that put you under a lot of stress. There's something here. You're being granted a new chapter, a new opportunity. There's that. You're going to be seeing things a lot differently. I feel like for some of you, if you had, again, some sort of an idea of something here that was weird, I feel like you are 100% correct. There's the High Priestess energy. There's Judgment. There's the Ten of Swords. There's something coming out. You're going to see some level of karma happen here for something. And I feel like for some of you, you're going to be like, okay, well, leave me alone, right? Whatever this is, there's this energy of like somebody, I feel like for some of you, it could have just been a situation where you didn't want to be with somebody anymore, and they kept coming after you because you didn't want to be with them. I don't know. There's something weird like that. If it's not that, it could have been a weird situation. I'm going to say this. There's this, I can say this because it reminds me of that. I have a friend that passed away. I don't even really necessarily know how. It hurts to talk about. They weren't involved in crap, and I wasn't friends with them anymore. Really, that, you know, unfortunately, I feel like was not good, right? You know, I feel like over the last few years, especially since COVID, there's been a great divide with people, and he passed away before COVID, but you know, I've seen it happening for years, but there's just such a bad drug epidemic, especially in the United States. And well, it's everywhere, but here, bad, right? And so, so many people have been just strung out on crap, and it's been really sad. And I feel like there could be something here where there's like this energy of like having to deal with the karma of some addictions, addictive behaviors, addictions to things, making decisions because somebody who was on drugs and strung out. And like there's a series of like events, you know, it could have even been like, you know, drug fueled, whatever this was, you know, I'm making these decisions, I'm doing this and that, and in the moment it sounded great because, you know, high on something here, and really it was like the worst possible thing anybody could ever be doing right here, right? There was something like that going on. Somehow you're affected. Whoever I'm talking to, somehow you've been affected. There's this like knowing, okay, like underlying knowing here though too, also of why you were affected, how you were affected going on. I'm gonna be straight up. Somebody here also like could have tried to take something or steal something too, and like this person could have been, you know, trying to take from you because they had families all over the place they wanted to provide for and lie to, and that's coming out is what it looks like for some of you. And there could be some type of a situation where you're kind of shocked, and or yeah, not kind of, like you're shocked maybe, but in the same token, okay, this is just scenario, right? Like you're like, wow, I mean, I did have that cross my mind at one point in time, but I thought, no, like, could somebody really do that? I feel like it's something like that, okay? All right, so let's see. Let's get some other messages for the reading. What other messages do we have for Scorpio? Success. The path you're on will bring you success and prosperity. So look, and he's by himself. So I feel like for some of you, if you've been through some strange and hard shit, whatever this might be, there's a path to success that you're on now, right? And so for some of you, there's lots of little steps that you take along the way, but you're on, or there will be, but you're on the right track. Short term, so something could have been explosive, short term, chaotic, whatever, but just know, you know, after the sun, sorry honey, hold on one second, after the storm comes the sun, right? So, you know, it's not going to be forever. Yeah, somebody abused their authority. This came out in reverse. So somebody had some type of position or power, or they had connections or something in their life where they were somehow able to flip the script, right? Use this for bad. And they did. And I feel like maybe it worked for them. But you were protected and that didn't work for them, because there's the protection here, and that's divine confirmation. And then there's wishes coming true in reverse. This person is definitely facing some level of karma, and I don't know why it's kind of like, this is crazy, just because they fucked around and found out, damn, that was right there, and stayed on the table. So it's like, I feel like, yeah, the only conversation the only person they can be mad with now is themselves. Awareness is important at this time. Use discernment. So yeah, for some of you, it's, if this person comes back around, you need to be aware and know, look, why the fuck would I want to take that back? Are you crazy? Yeah. Somebody thought you were stupid and didn't know. You know? Or that's what they think. Lies and manipulation to cover up more and more and more. That's all this person does. Right there. And I feel like they hang with like what is it? Birds of a feather flock together. It's a whole group of people like that. Unexpected payout from the government or some type of financial institution. So for some of you, what I say, something could have been stolen from you, and this is how you're finding out, and why, or something like, maybe there was an explosive situation. It all came to a head because somebody had 12 different baby mamas or something crazy. I don't know. That's funny, but like, it's not, you know, I'm just using it as an example, right? And now there's some kind of unexpected payout from the government because shit blew up. right? Maybe it was a bunch of angry women that made it all come to a head. I don't know. Okay, there's something here going on where it's like this person only has himself to blame in a situation. Emotional roller coaster. Yeah, whoever had you on an emotional roller coaster did it for a reason. I also got like somebody was trying to provoke somebody recently and it didn't work, so they sent somebody else in. Hurt your feelings, do something. That's for somebody. They're like, the old tricks aren't working, let's try another one. Like, they never expected the truth about you or who they are to come out. And they never expected the truth about you, financial support and judicial system. There's something, maybe somebody used your identity, not for everybody. Something like that there is there too. And then they had never expected for you to find out who they were. I feel like somebody, like these women didn't even know who the hell they were even married to. Some of them. Or with, or something like that. Like, because I'm getting somebody lying completely about who they were, what they did for a living, everything. Everything. Irreconcilable differences. You're goddamn right. There's something here, like, it cannot ever be fixed. This is crazy, right? So, boom. Her man really likes men. Damn. And she hates you because she thinks it's not you. She thinks it's not you. Or she thinks it's not men. She doesn't know. She thinks it's you. This person wants to be with a man and not even a woman. There's a bunch of... See, he's left everybody for another man. There's all these women out here angry. He's left them on, look, just ghosted. Nothing. But he's off with a dude. I'm obsessed. No shade thrown against the gays. I love the gays. Okay? We love the gays over here. I'm obsessed. I just want to kiss your lips. Oof. Damn. Ghosted you for somebody, a man with sexy lips. Okay. Sorry. Oh my God. They never expected you to figure this out. And you aren't scared to prove who you are loyal to. And that's the Most High. Oh my God. You got some motherfuckers running because you love God too. And God loves you. I love you guys. Until next time, lots of love and light. I'll be back.